I grew up in Garfield Park, a west side community of Chicago. Like most teenagers, when I graduated high school from John Marshall High School, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew that I had to work because I was a single mom. And so I started working, odd jobs. I pretty much couldn't get into a four-year college at that time because, just couldn't get in one, couldn't afford it. So I found myself at the age of 22 at a crossroads, not really knowing what I wanted to do, what I wanted to, where I wanted to live and so on, and basically what I wanted to do with my life. And so a friend of mine lived in California. He had moved from Chicago and moved to California. So he came back looking for me, and he started telling me about all these great opportunities in California, the computer industry opening up. Well, I didn't know anything about a computer, so that didn't really excite me. And plus, I had so much fun living in my neighborhood of Garfield Park in Chicago. I mean, we knew a lot of people. That was my home. So I had never kind of branched away from the home. Suddenly, when he left, I found out from the owner of our building about a week later that he was selling the building. So it was almost like fate was knocking at my door, or should I say, God was saying, it's time for a change. So I talked to my mom, and my mom was a woman of faith. She passed away in 2008, and she said to me, well, if you never take this journey and go to California, you always will wonder what could have happened. You can always come back home, but take that chance. And because I took that chance, I am where I am today and doing what I do today. I took that chance and I went to California. I knew that I had to learn about computers, so the first thing I did was go to a trade school to learn about word processing and all of that. My whole goal was to just be a secretary. If I could just be an administrative assistant or a secretary, I'm good to go. It's a job, right? So I did end up in a software computer company. And in this organization, you could count how many black people were in the organization. It was about 100 employees and maybe like 5 black folks, black people there, black employees. So while I was there, I was working as an assistant to the marketing manager. I didn't pretty much know anything about marketing, but I taught myself all the software programs that I needed to learn. Were perfect back then, Lotus Notes. I just followed the instructions and taught myself pretty much everything that I needed. I graduated, of course, from the secretarial school, A+ with honors, and knowing how to proofread and all those good things that would make an excellent secretary or administrative assistant. So while there at this software distribution company, 4 months going into being on the job, my boss left, or she was fired, I believe, but she left, and so her marketing position was open. And of course, I'm sitting there, and I'm in a company once again, with a lot of Caucasians, young people, because I was only 22, and there was a lot of young people in that company. And the owner of the company, he was a South African, a white South African. And at that time in the 80s, apartheid was really big. And that's all you kind of heard about, when people talk about Africa, right? And so, of course, I was a little scared of the person that I was working for, because I was like, not only is he white, but he is a South African, so he probably don't like black people, but because he didn't say too much to me, he would always just see me and just kind of look away or might say hello or whatever. So I was nervous, but at the same time, there was something in my gut telling me that I could do that job that my boss was doing, and I could probably do it better. So I didn't know what that was. I was like, this must be God, but I kept pushing it off. But then I kept telling people I feel like I should go after the job and all that. But I was still nervous and scared to even attempt to talk to the president of the company. But one day I was at this organization, Semantic, and I was meeting with some people, actually with the marketing manager over there. And she said to me, Yeah, so I heard that there's a position open over there. I'm thinking about coming over there and applying for the position. And at that point I said, no, you won't. That's my job. Because something wakes me up and takes me to sleep telling me that I can do that job. And so I got up the nerve after, much encouragement from some of my coworkers. And I said, okay, let me walk into the president's office and just tell him, what I think. So I went in there and I said, sir, can I talk with you? And he said, sure. I said, I don't know what it is, but it's something inside of me telling me that I could do that job. And I could probably do it better than what, my boss was doing. He's like, well, do you have a degree in marketing? You ever did this? I said, no, I don't, sir. I don't have a college degree in marketing. And he said, but you think you could do that? I said, no, I just feel that I could do that job if you give me the chance. And because this man took a chance on me, he let me go sit in that office, and he told me, he said, you're not going to have me to ask any questions to because I'm going out of the country. So you have to work with the advertising agency and get them everything they need on time. I'm going to give you this try. I went in there and I sat in that office, glass surrounding, and everyone started looking at me like, what is going on? First black person in the office here in the building. And I went in there, and I must say, after praying, something came out of me that I didn't even know was there, and that was a lot of creativity. When he got back from his vacation, probably about a week later, got back in the country, the advertising agency contacted him and said, where did you get her from? She did a phenomenal job. We never got everything on time with your last manager like we did with her. And so, lo and behold, I got my first marketing coordinator and then manager job at that organization. And my career took off from there. So my career in marketing has spanned it for over 30 years. Then I got into being an entrepreneur in 1998. That's when I left from managing 65 events a year and running a trade show department at a big corporation in Illinois. And I must say, that journey, I didn't know where it was going to take me into, with entrepreneurship, but I started learning more about diversity and the importance of it. The importance of including, people. And, and I look back at that gentleman, my boss that gave me that chance. Had he not given me that chance, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I just don't believe I would. But God had planted him there in my life. He knew he would say yes to me. And something would come out of me that I didn't know was there, and that was marketing, that was entrepreneurship, that was running nonprofit agencies, running chambers of commerce, establishing equity and inclusion activities and tours, holding diversity, conferences, things of that sort. So much would come out of me, helping the homeless and helping ex-offenders and giving to businesses and advising businesses. Everything that God has my hand to today came from that one individual saying, yes, I'm going to give you that chance, even though I did not have that college degree. So later on, I can say with great joy that I did go back to school. And I went to the school that I really always said that I wanted to graduate from, and that's DePaul University, and I graduated and got my marketing degree. But I had so much knowledge in marketing at that time and in advertising. My instructor told me that I could probably teach the class. So I'm thankful that I was able to get that degree, and now this is where I am now, doing everything that I do, and I love it, I enjoy it, and I try to share with others the importance of, just helping someone, giving someone a chance. So many people say, what can I do, to make a difference? How can I be more diverse in my company or in the position that I'm in? Maybe you're in a corporate office, maybe you're an entrepreneur. I say give people a chance. That's what's important. Give people a chance to show who they are, because there are things that the secretaries have in them that they don't even know it's there. But if you give them that chance to come up with ideas and be creative, you will be surprised. You may have a gem, a diamond sitting right there that can help your company grow to a whole nother level if you just give them that chance.